Hey everyone, Joe here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up a BFD player in Bitwig Studio 6. Before we get started, if you haven't already created an account, do so. You go over to Air Music, and I'll have the link down in the description below, where you can go in and set up an account. You will need an account. Now, BFD player is completely free. However, you will need an account to download and install it, as well as the InMusic Software Center, which I also have linked down in the description. Now, what you got to do is first, you got to download both the BFD player as well as all the core library kit for the instrument. And once that's done, you have to install both of them. There's like two parts to this. You have to download, and both of them you have to install. And normally the Software Center lets you know that you do have to install the core library once you've installed BFD player. Go ahead and install it as normal. Basically click next on everything, then click finish. It's pretty self-explanatory. It may take a little bit to get downloaded, but it's pretty easy to install. Like I said, just all basic directories and everything. And once we've got done with all that, I could show you how to set it up here in Bitwig Studio 6. It's quite easy. So let's hop over here to Bitwig Studio 6. Okay, everybody. So I got Bitwig Studio 6 opened up here. Now let's go ahead and find our plugin here, BFD player. Just type in BFD. And as you can see, I have BFD player here as well as BFD3. Now, I use both BFD player and BFD3. So if you're interested in what the difference is between BFD player and BFD3 to find out if purchasing BFD3 is worth it or just kind of sticking to BFD player, comment down in the description below. Let me know if you want a comparison video, because there's pros and cons to both. And in my honest opinion, one is not better than the other. Like I said, they all have their own pros and cons, weaknesses, and strengths. So if you're interested in a video for that, enough people want to know, I'll make a video on it. Okay, so that's it. Let's click on BFD player, click OK. Now, as you can see, mine's logging in. However, if you haven't ever logged into yours before, you will have to put in your InMusic login credentials, your username, password, and don't be alarmed if this takes a few seconds to open up, because sometimes it can take up to a minute depending on how the network's going. And it's basically checking to see if you got any content that you might need to be allowed to use. As you can see, I have American brushes, American sticks, dark copper, and metal essentials, which are additional paid packs to use with BFD player. Now, the core library and like I said, BFD player itself are free, obviously. So yeah, I don't know why it wants to check if you don't got stuff already installed. That's kind of annoying to me, because you got to have Software Center and log in anyway. But hey, I don't design the software. At least it's not using iLock, I guess. So anyway, I'm going to click on core library here. And I got to tell you, I really like the basic setup of 80s lover. So if you're basically like 80s music stuff, that nice sound, this is a pretty good little kit. I recommend it be the first ones you try out. And let it load up here, and that loaded up pretty fast. So now let's test and see if everything works. And if I have audio turned on this time, you might be able to hear me play this. This is the second time I'm recording this video tonight. Yes. Now we can see that, yeah. Let me turn the volume up a little bit more here. Hear this a little bit more. There we go. Please. There. Now you can probably hear the kick. The snare. All right. Now the way it has set up right now, everything's running just to the master bus was inside the player here. Now there's a lot of little setup stuff that goes on here. It has overhead mics and everything, which is on stereo, and it has individual drum mics. And it actually even has natural bleeding between, say, like the drum and the snare, or and the toms and stuff, because sometimes in a studio they do actually bleed over. So it's got all that naturalness built in now. Like I said, currently it's going out just to the master on the plugin here, and it's just going through the regular stereo for the plugin. So how to set this up if you want each individual controls or a little more controls inside the studio, especially if you want to be able to sidechain that kick to, say, your bass guitar. It's quite easy. Now go over here. There's two little arrows down here on top of the BFD player, little module here inside Bitwig at the bottom. Click on those two arrows and then ask you here, add missing chains or add a chain. Just go ahead and add all the chains because when you add them, they're all hidden anyway when you collapse it. So they're not visually annoying to you when you just close the things. And if you want to remove the extra ones that are not used later on, well, there's that. So I just recommend just go ahead and add them all. And I'll open it back up so you can see every one of them here. Now, there's an additional step. You'll notice on BFD Player here, there's this nice little EQ mixer type icon. Click on that. And as you can see here, all of them are routed to main. And find the little scroll here. You have all these others too, like the main, all this done. All right, the overhead, the booth, the room, the ambience. Now, to get these all sent out to those little buses we just created, click the little gear icon above the main on the main bus here. And it has two options here. Auto assign channels to main, which is what it's already got done. The second option here is sequential routing, and that's the one you want to use if you want all these chains automatically sent out to the rest of the channels. So when I click on sequential routing and ask you, are you sure? Click okie dokie. And now, as you see here, let me show you. For example, your overheads are sent out to stereo 3-4, which is these over here. Stereo number 2 on the thing is /3-4. Okay. The room microphone is sent to stereos 5 and 6. Ambience is sent to 7-8. And most all your other drums and stuff are sent over to monos. Like, for example, your kick is mono. And if you want to make things a little easier to understand, so in case you want to figure out which one it is when you go to assign stuff, you can just label these. Just type in kick. It's that done. Now you know which one's kick. And if we go over here, when we hit the kick on the keyboard, as you can see, the kick bus is showing it's going. All right. And also, like I said, if you want to keep up with which one's ambience, which is, 3-4, I'll pull this over here so you can see it again, which is overhead is 3-4. We can type in right here, just type in OH, overhead mics. And the ambience is on 7-8. Type in A and B. And and the room ones are on 5 and 6. And this is important. You need to know these because a lot of times when you're playing your drum kits and stuff, as you can see, those are ones you hear that get all the room and your echo and stuff and add the more stereoization to the drum kit. So this is really good if you want to add more, for example, more reverb to the ambience. You can do that. Or to the overheads if you want to just get rid of the ambience altogether. You can do it, set it up however you want to. So, and also, which is really good here, I got the kick already labeled here. You can go ahead and add another compressor, like a, nice clipper. So if you really want that clip, or even the mono 2, which is a snare, let me double check that, should be a snare. Yeah. You can add on compressor or a clipper to that to get that real tight, or even a gate to the snare. So options there to set this up however you want to. The only catch is when you go to load up, say, another one, like if I clicked on Bless Catastrophe, I forgot what that sounds like, it reroutes everything back to main again. You have to go in and click on the gear icon again, put it back to sequential, because that's how every one of these is saved. So if you want to save your own after you get set up, I recommend just saving them in Bitwig and then save the plugin state as it is right now. But yeah, that's it. That's how easy it is to set it up in Bitwig Studio. Like I said, if all that at the top annoys you, just simply just collapse it, and now you don't have to look at it. So yeah, it's really nice. I really like it, and it's real easy to set up and use. Now, again, I'm going to emphasize, if you want a breakdown between BFD Player and BFD3 to find out if you want to get BFD3 or not for you, because it is much more expensive. The packs are even more expensive. There's pros and cons to both. BFD3 is more professional, but it's not the easiest to use. So if you want the breakdowns between because like I said, I use them both. And honestly, I kind of like BFD Player better overall. It's easier to use and less to set up. But if you're the kind of person that wants to add on your specific stuff, BFD3 might be the way to go. But like I said, let me know down in the comments if you're interested in a full comparison video, and I will make that for you. But anyway, that's it for this video. Okay, everybody. If you liked this video, please like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss any of my new videos. Please feel free to join us on Discord, Facebook, and X. And if you can, please consider becoming a Patreon member. Also, if you're interested in what gear I use, those and all the other links can be found down in the description below.